Hey everybody, welcome back. I'm Chris,
I'm Ulysses.
and today we're going to review Rogue One, a Star Wars story.
Yes, they made a whole movie about the opening crawl to Episode 4 because they think we needed it. And apparently every single spin-off movie we're going to get, as far as they've been announced or rumored, has been about dead people. We're going to see one about Obi-Wan, dead. Fucking the spies that stole the plans, dead. The Boba Fett one, dead. Who else are we going to see? Darth fucking Maul, dead. Anyway. So, Rogue One takes place 3 days before the beginning of Episode 4, I imagine.
Just about, yep.
Yeah. And what did you think of the movie?
Well, do you want to start out? Are we doing positives first or negatives?
Start with the positives.
Positives?
Spoilers.
Well, I mean, technically there's been spoilers since like 1977 for those of you who weren't fucking paying attention to that opening crawl in A New Hope.
Mm-hmm.
But, anyway. Obviously, this review's gonna have spoilers, so yeah, right?
Suck a dirt.
No shit. All right, so positives.
Let's talk about the most obvious one, the Darth Vader scene at the end of the movie, cutting down rebels. What did you think?
We have never seen a more fucking badass Darth Vader, in my opinion, anyway, than what we fucking saw in Rogue One. At the end of Rogue One.
In my opinion, it is the best, action scene in all of the Star Wars movies.
It is definitely the best live action scene. Out of all the fucking Star Wars films to date, that is the most badass shit I've ever seen live action.
It is cooler than the part when Kylo Ren stops that phaser blast from fucking Poe Dameron.
Which was pretty fucking cool in itself.
Which was pretty cool in itself. It was more badass than fucking Vader fighting Luke in Cloud City. It was cooler than fucking General Grievous and Obi-Wan. Which is hard for me to say because I love fucking Star Wars Episode 3. It's my number one. All the way. Wait, why'd you stop like that? I heard your breath fucking pause. Alright, we're not here to talk about Episode 3.
No comment
We're
on
not
that.
here to talk about Episode 3. I like Episode 3 the most. Okay. Anyway. So, I mean, it starts in the hallway and it's fucking pitch dark, right? And then you see a fucking Vader.
You see that red lightsaber,
yeah.
dude? That red lightsaber. I mean, honestly, the reason I fucking enjoyed it so much is because we've always seen Darth Vader as just he's badass, we know that, but we've never
It's always implied that he's badass, but he's never really done anything.
We've never
badass.
really seen, the rage he has, like Anakin has when he's still Anakin in Episode 3. We never really get to see that. To an extent.
Which is weird. You would think because he went dark side, he would always be angry and fucking on edge. But he's so calm and collective as a Sith.
Exactly. And this is the first time we see him go full on fucking I don't give a fuck.
Yeah. If you ever thought you never see a dude get cut in half again, you're wrong. This one beats Darth Maul's fucking.
Darth Maul, yeah. I was about to say that.
But it didn't count because he lived anyway. But anyway, second favorites. What's your second favorite?
Shit. Second favorite. I would have to say I love huge fan of Ip Man. I love fucking Donnie Yen's character. He was fucking badass. We will get into that later. A little beef I had towards the end of the movie regarding his character, but I mean, what did you like about it?
I mean, I loved Cassian Andor. I loved Diego Luna's character because I always thought the rebels were good guys, but they did go to some extremes to try to survive and get their way. When he killed that informant at the beginning of the movie, I was like, whoa. I did not expect that at all.
I didn't expect that either. I did love that. I had a conversation with that, about that, sorry. That I did love how they didn't really... This is the first genuine Star Wars movie where they didn't sugarcoat, the rebels. They're not your cookie cutter, oh, we're just good guys. We would never kill... they've done some shit. You know what I mean? So that felt... To me, that felt real.
Yeah, they don't watch Teletubbies. Not at all.
Right?
So what else did you like?
Fuck, man. We had the Vader scene, the Donnie Yen. I loved Mads Mikkelsen, freaking Hannibal.
What did you love about him?
I just loved his character. He was flawed and fucking, he did horrible shit, but it was for Jin and for his family and stuff. I mean, obviously they were gonna fucking kill them anyway, most likely.
I kind of, I was iffy about it at first because he's alright, your daughter's in the care of Saw Gerrera now, so why do you continue building the Death Star? But he explained it pretty good. It's If I don't do it, someone else will do it. But if I do it, I can put flaws in it.
Exactly, yeah, that's
So
what I
that
loved
was
about
a great
it.
explanation.
It was
for
kind of,
him.
yeah, that kind of mind fucked me. I was like, because people, you know, hardcore Star Wars fans are always like, why the fuck did they build the Death Star? And it's like, oh, it has the one flaw. It's like, there you go. They finally like explained that.
They explained that.
It was purposely done that way.
Yeah.
So I'm like, that was
with
fucking.
the second Death Star, I mean, it wasn't completely built, so that's the fucking. Did they build it to the same design? You think?
Most like no,
Like-
they probably changed that. Obviously, they're like, hey, this
but
motherfucker
it
did
wasn't
that.
completed all the way, so they still found a way around it.
True,
Rogue 2, Attack of the Bothans.
right?
All right, now the other thing I liked, the testing of the Death Star. Not like full like planet killing testing, but like just a little test. I thought that was amazing. When they fucking blew up that city in Jeddah
Yep.
and fucking Scarif, spoiler,
I mean, that was a warning at the beginning of the video.
the
so-
debris for just killing a city just went up into the fucking atmosphere, and then you can see like fucking like magma and shit. Like I don't know if it's an explosion, but I thought it was like magma shit
Right.
from the core. I was like, whoa, that is badass.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty bad. Also, spoiler for the end of the movie. I don't know about
We're gonna
you.
stop saying spoiler, cause fuck you, cause you know what you're getting into if you click this video.
Yeah, friggin'. So anyway, the end of the movie, I personally loved that fucking ballsy ending. I loved that literally all the main cast fucking dies. What'd you think about that? I know you had problems with you were talking about earlier.
Well, look,
Go ahead. What was?
I figured they were all gonna die
Exactly.
because if you're a Star Wars fan, you will notice that they are not at the end of Episode 4 or mentioned in Episode 4, and not only that, they did not get medals. If anyone was gonna get medals besides fucking Luke and Han at the end of Episode 4, it would have been them for fucking stealing the plans. It would have been them. But guess what? They're not there. So they were gonna die. I did not care that they died. I cared that I did not care that I cared about them.
But you know, then again,
I know that sounds confusing.
Exactly.
I didn't care about them, so I didn't. So it wasn't a payoff. Like, it wasn't an emotional payoff. Like, oh man, this sucks. They died. I didn't care about them at all. I knew they were gonna die. I knew they were gonna die.
Oh, I know that too. I mean, I was like 99% sure, like going in, like I'm like, okay, they're never mentioned anywhere again. Like these people are all gonna die. I know it. I'm not even gonna be surprised when it happens. You know what I mean? Like I saw it coming, but I mean, I still love the ending though, because in the end they sacrifice themselves for the greater good, and it's like, you know
I
what
mean, it would have been nice if one of them made it.
it would have, but I mean, yeah, then again,
I mean, it was stupid. They were not helpless. They did not lose a leg or arm, so they couldn't like crawl to a TIE fighter or something and get away. You know, they could have gotten away, but they decided not to. Like it was like Captain America: First Avenger. The motherfucker just needed to put that shit on autopilot, or just like steer it, like fix it with the shield or something to like put the fucking ship down and then escape via parachute or something. He did not himself need to fucking sacrifice himself. I think he was afraid to fuck Peggy. That's just my opinion.
see that was bullshit. I'll
Yeah.
agree with that.
Yeah.
That was unnecessary.
He was afraid to fuck Peggy. That's it. Oh, and what else? I mean, the battle on Scarif, on the orbit of Scarif,
Mhm.
like outside the shield generator or
Mhm.
whatever, that was badass.
Oh, that was definitely fucking.
That is the
awesome.
best. That is the best space battle in any Star Wars movie.
I could agree with that.
I mean, my favorite is fucking Episode 3. I knew you were gonna give me that.
Moving
one
on,
again.
but
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, I mean, what else is better? I mean, A New Hope is the second to me, space battle wise. And there was no space battle in Force Awakens.
That's true.
But anyway, moving along. I like the battle.
Okay, moving along. More positives. Freaking, I personally loved all the fan service, like all the little nods and cameos. Not all of them worked, but you know, I did appreciate what they were trying to do. You know. Go ahead. You got something to say?
I'll talk about that later.
Okay. Okay.
My last positive. My second to last positive.
Okay.
Vader's castle. I like that he has a castle. I like that he doesn't live on a fucking Star Destroyer in that little fucking pod that fucking releases his helmet down.
Yeah.
I like that he lives in a castle on Mustafar, I assume. He has his own fucking butler, and what else?
A lot of people are saying that. I'm pretty sure that was Mustafar, because that's like the only, if you pay attention, that's the only one
They didn't
They
mention.
didn't mention. They don't. There's not like a name for it or nothing.
Yeah.
So I was
It
kind of
would have
weird.
been
I
a
was
dead
like,
giveaway to hardcore fans. But
Yeah.
I want to see more of that castle. I hope they do a Vader movie and we see more of that castle. I hope he has like a trophy room or like a memorabilia room. Like, oh yeah, here's my fucking, I don't know, fucking Jar Jar's head or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
I see. That I would love because I fucking hate it.
I just want to see more of that castle. I like it. It was so badass. And my last favorite thing was Krennic. He wasn't fully developed, I'll admit.
Mm-hmm.
But I like that he was getting shafted every fucking time someone had the opportunity. For some reason, I don't know why. I guess if you read the Catalyst book, you would know more. But for some reason, the Emperor did not favor him. Darth Vader didn't emperor him, and Tarkin didn't favor him whatsoever. Yeah. I don't know why, but I love the power play between Tarkin and Krennic.
We were talking about that earlier. I fucking loved that scene where he just fucking goes off on him.
Yeah, he's like, "You'll not stand on my achievements or whatever."
Trying to take credit for his fucking work. I would have been like, "Fuck you too."
He's like, I'll lead the Death Star now.
Yeah,
like
the
no,
fuck
motherfucker,
out of here.
you didn't make it.
You didn't do shit. Like,
yeah.
I was like stepping on his toes big time.
It's kind of sad that he only took command of the Death Star for 2 days.
True.
If you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, spoilers for
Guess what happens on day 2. All right, now.
Okay.
Do you have any more positives, or can we move on to negatives?
I think I'm good. Yeah, we can move on to negatives.
Okay. Yeah.
Cool.
You want to start? You want me to start with the negatives?
I mean, I think we both agreed on the character development, or a little lack thereof.
Yes, there was no character development, so therefore I did not care about any of them when they died.
I can definitely agree with that. We were talking about this before we even started the video. We're like, at the end of the day, we knew where they were gonna fucking die anyway, but like we didn't, like you said, I kind of hated that there was kind of no emotional weight to it because we're like, oh, okay, they're dead, but like,
yeah, like,
you know,
yeah, like K2SO's a robot, whatever.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
I mean,
I will say that I did like fucking his character because he was kind of like a mature version, like a dick version of like C-3PO or something.
There was only one death I did like, and that was what's his name, Boz, fucking Donnie Yen's friend.
Oh yeah.
He went out like a fucking boss. He went out fucking shooting.
Yeah.
Everyone else, I mean, besides K2SO, I mean, he was shooting until he couldn't shoot anymore. But everyone else went out like a bitch. Everyone else went out like a bitch. Even Donnie Yen went out like a bitch.
We were talking about that. I fucking hate it. And you know this is a goddamn fact. Donnie Yen's character, like, towards the end of the movie, he starts chanting. He's like
prayer?
Yeah, he's like praying and stuff. He's like, I'm one with the Force and the Force is with me. That was, to me, the way I interpreted it, that was like building up to something. And I was expecting
something badass.
In the end fight, like, when they're all almost dying and shit, I was expecting him to go out like a fucking boss. Like, just fucking, boom, like, start killing motherfucking stormtroopers left and right. And then he just, like, goes up. They built it up so good. And then he just fucking turns on like a switch and then just gets killed, like, right after. I'm like,
he, like,
really?
blows up or something?
Yeah, some shit. Yeah, like a bomb went off near him or something. I'm just like, really? Come on, what was that?
And fucking, I'm sorry, but the guy from Nightcrawler, he died of a grenade blast in that ship. And then fucking, alright, Cassian and fucking Jin.
Mm-hmm.
They did not have to die. They could have easily escaped.
Yeah, I know you had a gripe with that.
They took a whole elevator ride down, and then they took a slow walk to the beach to fucking face their oblivion. What the fuck is that? Why couldn't you live? Why did you not want to live? Were you tired of living with, like, all the things you have to do? Because I can understand it for Cassian, for Jin, I get it. Your dad died. Move along, bitch.
That was another, like, Captain America First Avenger moment.
Yeah, you did not need to die. You did not need to die.
I gotta agree with that. They did fucking take their sweet ass time. Like, you could have been fucking hijacking a TIE fighter or some shit.
Exactly. Alright.
Other negatives?
Other negatives. Okay. Obviously, we just explained I didn't care for the Rebels' death because I didn't care about them because of lack of character development.
Oh, I know we can both agree. You know, at first, I thought I was going to have a problem with when it was announced that it had no opening crawl. And I'm like, okay, it makes sense. It's not a fucking saga. It's not an episode, you know, so it makes sense. But then it didn't bug me until I saw the movie.
Yeah.
And then
a long
I'm like,
time ago in a galaxy far, far away.
That is so off. I'm like, it fucking has that. I was expecting, like, John Williams like score and everything. And
I was expecting a little exposition too. Like, give me something. Give me just, even if it was a sentence, I would have wanted it. I would have wanted it.
It was like I don't know. I felt it was really weird that there could have it needed an opening crawl in my opinion.
Yeah.
Like I don't give a fuck if it just says Rogue One and then like you just.
Oh my god, that fucking title card fucking bugged me to no fucking extent.
Thank
It was
you,
done.
yeah.
It was done like on Windows 95 word art. That's what it looked like. It was so thin and like the words were like so spread out. I was like.
And then it didn't really. It didn't bug me as much. It didn't. That alone didn't bug me as much as the score. Like in the title card.
I did not feel the music at all.
At all.
I
Dude,
forgot.
like,
I forgot there's supposedly music in the movie.
It does not. Like, I'm sorry, whoever fucking scored this movie, but it does not feel like a Star Wars movie.
Oh
like,
yeah, they didn't
as
even
far
play
as this music.
Yeah, they didn't even play Imperial music for the stormtroopers. Like
They
when they're
did
like
not.
all running out
they
to the
did
fucking
not.
beaches.
I was expecting something like a little, at least like a nod to like the original score. Something.
Yeah.
Sprinkled in there somewhere.
Now, while I did love the orbit attack in space on Scarif, I did not like the ground assault that much. The only thing I liked is when the fucking AT-ATs came out to play. I did not care for like the fucking stormtroopers and the fucking chung 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 chung. Because you know what? I would like to see maybe a fist fight or two, or maybe slit some throats or something, hand-to-hand combat. But I did not feel the weight of dudes getting blasted by fucking lasers and not bleeding out because they're fucking.
They gotta keep it PG.
They can't bleed out because
it's Disney. Blast. It's Disney. That's why.
Yeah.
And then one gripe I definitely fucking had, and we went back and forth on this. CGI Tarkin. Obviously Peter Cushing's been fucking dead. Like,
well, we can argue this with fan service.
Yeah.
You like the fan service? I did not like the fan service at all.
I like the fan service, but as far as Tarkin is involved, I thought they used him way too much. Like, I understand, like, the first scene we saw him in, it makes sense, like, oh shit, it's Tarkin, you know what I mean? Everybody's all fucking hyped up, but, like, I don't know, after a while, it just got all, you start to notice, like, the crappy looking CGI after a while, especially when he's talking.
Oh, yeah.
Because that's hard as fuck to pull off, and then, I don't know, I just wasn't a huge fan of it. They could have used him a little less in the movie, in my opinion.
I think they needed Tarkin, but I think they could have used him sparingly. Like,
no, they definitely needed
whenever
him.
he speaks, like, go over the shoulder behind him, right? So he's like talking directly at somebody, so you don't see the bad CGI.
Save yourself a couple $1 million on fucking.
Yeah, use the CGI when he's like listening to someone else, like like that.
Simple shit.
And
like,
also going along with that.
What's that?
I did not need to see Carrie Fisher's Princess Leia.
Yeah, we went back.
You could have had Princess Leia. It just did not need to be Carrie Fisher.
I would have been perfectly okay with that final scene just being like her silhouette, like her having the back to the camera. We know who the fuck it is. Like, come on, you can't be.
Are you worried that people might confuse some bitch with the same fucking headset hairdo?
Right?
In the galaxy, is it a popular trend amongst youth in fucking Star Wars?
I would have been perfectly okay with her just taking off the robe and we see the hair and like, okay, we know who the fuck this is.
Or you see a silhouette or the back of her body. And
something.
Or the hood, and no one else wears that shit. No one else wears it. God damn. Okay. What else did I hate?
Yeah, what else did you hate? I know I hated, personally, you want to go first or I'll go first?
I think I know where you're going, but you go.
Okay. I'm sorry, I love Forrest Whitaker, but I fucking hated his performance as Saw Gerrera.
Yeah.
What did you think of it? Like, what?
I really think Saw Gerrera was unnecessary to the movie, and here are my reasons. One, the whole reason they went to Jeddah in the first place is to find that pilot, that fucking, that, what do you call it when you turn? Defect.
Okay.
The defected pilot from the Empire. He had the fucking message from fucking Mads Mikkelsen's character, with Galen Erso.
Mm-hmm.
And the whole thing with Saw Gerrera, like, you could have had extremists, but it did not need to be Saw Gerrera, because when we're introduced to Saw Gerrera, he's not there. He's like he's so loopy and fucking like he has like dementia or something. He thinks everyone's fucking against him. Even Jin, who he fucking raised basically, is against him. That's what he thinks.
I was tripping on that too, and I'm like, personally, I just didn't like the whole fucking voice. It was like, it's like another fucking Darth Vader without the goddamn helmet. It was like, And then his voice was just like cringeworthy sometimes when he would talk. It's like,
The rebellion. Hey guys, we're doing a Rogue One review, and
like I don't know. I hated it. I'm sorry.
Save the rebellion.
Like,
Save the dream. Honestly, he did not need to die either. He
Yeah,
was
oh my
perfectly
God.
fine. He
Thank
could have
you.
walked to a fucking ship. He could have
Thank
walked
you.
to a fucking ship.
Thank you. That was so. I was like, bro, you could easily fucking go with Jin. Like, what are you doing? It was just like one of those unnecessary, like, heroic deaths or whatever. It was like, dude, you could have lived.
His death meant nothing.
It meant absolutely nothing. Yeah,
No.
he didn't sacrifice himself. It was just like,
And
oh,
I got
shit,
no
like-
hint that he was tired of fighting, because that day he released his extremist group to fucking blow up shit on Jeddah.
Exactly.
Anyway, what else was a gripe? Oh, I think this is my final gripe.
What's that?
The rebel leaders in the rebellion, like the senators and all them,
Mhm.
most of them are pussies.
Yeah,
Most of them are pussies.
I was like, really? Like when Jin is fucking trying to get them all to like band together and like actually grow some balls. Like what? What? You're a fucking rebellion. Like this is what you're supposed to do, dude.
Yeah, I'm like, if you're afraid of getting caught or like some other shit,
Why
like,
are
you don't
you
want to,
doing-
like, you don't want to deal with the Empire like up front. Like, all right, this whole spy game thing is over. There's no need for spies anymore. Good guys and bad guys, go with it. You got what you need. They have a fucking planet-killing system, right? You might as well fucking reveal yourself
Exactly.
so you can
Thank
get annihilated for being pussies. I'm just saying, your planet doesn't need to exist.
Alright, well, we pretty much talked about what did you think of Jin, the fucking lead character.
I mean, I thought she was cool and tough, but like I didn't feel anything for her.
Yeah, I felt she was a little underdeveloped. I know you felt the same.
Like,
same way.
I mean, like when she got the hologram message from Saw Gerrera of her dad, like explaining the Death Star shit.
you
Like when
mentioned
she was
that, yeah.
like cheering up and like looking at the holocron or whatever the fuck it's called, the hologram.
Right.
I was like, oh, okay, I feel something for her. Just like she hadn't seen her dad in like 15 years or whatever.
Right.
Yeah, I felt that.
And
But honestly, the character I felt for the most was Cassian, because like even he called her Jin out on her shit. Like, stop being a whiny little bitch. We've all had to do shit we
oh yeah,
didn't want to
I
do.
love that fucking moment in the film. It's like wake up call, fucking
Yeah.
big time.
It's like, deal with it.
Like she thinks she's special. It's like you're not the only one that's had to do horrible shit. Like
Yeah, man.
you know what I mean?
Yeah. Hot fuss. You're a doctor. Deal with it. Yeah, motherfucker.
Oh shit. Let's see what else.
So
Jin-
overall, I think we're done with the negatives, aren't we?
Yeah, I mean, personally, my favorite character, even though they could have used him way better, because I love martial arts films. I love fucking Donnie Yen. That was like hands down out of the Rebel side anyway. Darth Vader was like fucking badass.
Yeah.
I can't lie. Like, but out of the Rebel characters, the main cast, Donnie Yen was definitely my fucking favorite character.
Well, let me ask you this. Now that we've seen the movie, we listed all our positives and negatives.
Okay.
Did this movie really need to exist? Did it push anything forward? Or did it just give us more exposition on something we did not need?
That is an excellent fucking point, actually. I mean, to a certain extent, yeah, it didn't need to be banned, because, I mean...
No one made it out alive. There's not like a fucking, ooh, I want to explore that. No.
Yeah.
Nothing. Like,
I
even
mean-
the Death Troopers, they did not do anything unique.
I was a little
Stormtroopers.
disappointed by that. Yeah, we talked about that. That was a little disappointing. They look badass. Don't get me wrong. They look fucking awesome.
But guess what? They could have
it's
been
like-
they could have been Stormtroopers or Shadow Troopers.
They could have been anything. Like they could have been anything else. They could have been fucking clones or fucking droids from like episode 1 or some shit. It would have been the
They
same.
did not need to exist because they were not uniquely different at all.
No.
They got shot down like Stormtroopers.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, there wasn't anything special or I mean, as far as the movie having to fucking be made, I don't, but I mean, they're gonna do like one movie a year now, so they're doing
If they do anything, they should do a Netflix series about these motherfuckers right here. Yeah, Stormtroopers. Yeah, you like that? Anyway.
Oh, but yeah, fucking.
I love Stormtroopers.
I mean, pretty much the no opening crawl and like regardless of what we think, we're gonna have standalone movies, and they're not gonna have the opening crawl and fucking.
I am just tired about the spin-offs being about dead people. People that have died.
I mean, we talked about that. I would be like, out of all the characters that I feel deserves to have an actual spin-off, and I would dare say a fucking trilogy made of it, would be Obi-Wan between episodes 3 and 4. I would fucking love to see that.
I would love to see that as well, but still, it's another dead guy.
I mean, he's not dead yet, though.
I mean, besides the Obi-Wan movie, is there anybody else you want? I'll give you my 2 that I want.
Personally, I would love to see a solo Boba Fett and Darth Maul solo film.
So that's your 3 picks. Okay.
Obi-Wan, Darth Maul, and Boba for me. What about you?
I would want to see a movie about Anakin. I know.
It's called episodes 1, 2, and 3. But
I know. But I feel you can do a lot more with him. I feel like he's gone dark side, and I mean, obviously he went dark side, but I feel like he did shit in secret. Like I think he went back like over and over again to fucking Tatooine and killed the Sand People every few years.
I mean, can you blame him if he did? I probably fucking would too. Fuck.
I mean,
that.
I just love Anakin. I just love
Anakin
Anakin as a character. I know people hate Hayden Christensen and all that shit, but I love him as a character. And my second favorite.
See, I don't. That's another thing. I don't have a problem with Anakin. I like the character. I just hated Hayden Christensen's fucking act. Like they would have got another actor, like a more seasoned actor at the time. I probably would fucking say I love episodes 2 and 3.
Yeah. Now,
like honestly.
Now a trilogy for me, I would want a Qui-Gon Jinn trilogy.
I didn't even think about that. That would be fucking
dude,
sweet.
because he's an interesting Jedi. Because like he's a Jedi, but he doesn't agree with their ways. Like he'll like go a little dark if he has to, but he'll still remain the same. I want to see his teachings from Count Dooku and fucking
he was trained by Tyranus
like
and
why,
Yoda. That whole little that would be sweet.
And my third movie, I would just like to see a movie about. No, I was gonna say Knights of the Old Republic, but again, they're all dead people. We know how it ends.
I mean, I don't give a fuck. I would love like a Knights of the Old Republic type movie. We just see because we always see. I mean, every fucking Star Wars movie, it's just one guy or like 2 guys versus 1 guy. It's like, dude, what the fuck? What's so bad about seeing like an entire army of like Sith versus a shitload of like Jedi? Like, I know there's technically supposed to only be 2 Sith, at a time, but
yeah,
come on, like.
And I guess my third movie, Luke Skywalker between episodes 5 and 6.
Yep, we talked about that.
Yeah, how he went from like Road to Recovery with his hand being cut off and the green lightsaber. I know that in the deleted scenes is like he gets a kyber crystal and like Obi-Wan's like hut or whatever.
Right.
Probably Qui-Gon's kyber crystal, but I guess I don't know if that's canon or not. But I would like to see that timeline.
That wouldn't be too bad.
Now, overall on the film Rogue One itself. We told you our positives and negatives. Would I tell you to go see it? Yeah, if you're not a Star Wars fan, yeah. But if you're a Star Wars fan, I feel like you're set up for disappointment. I mean, I guess there are Star Wars fans that love Rogue One, but it's not necessary. It did not need to be made at all because it didn't add anything.
It doesn't add anything, but I mean,
and it doesn't set up anything. It doesn't leave you wondering like, oh, like that fucking that gray Admiral Akbar, I want to see more about him.
Right.
Yeah, okay, dude.
Like, I mean, that's the problem I had with it, like, especially people complaining, like, about, how the fuck are people complaining about spoilers online? The movie being spoiled for you? Like, bro, the sequel came out, like, in 1977. What the fuck are you talking about?
There's only one way it can end.
Exactly. Like, people were bitching, like, oh my god, all the characters died. Like, I'm sorry, if you weren't expecting that, I don't know what to tell you. Like, come on.
Like, here's the biggest spoiler. They get the plans to the Death Star.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the whole point of the movie, the Death Star.
Hate to ruin that for everybody, but...
Yeah. So if you had to score this movie, what do we do it out of 10?
Do it out of 10. I mean, what were you giving it?
I was originally at 7, but I knocked it down to 6.5 because it was unnecessary.
I mean, shit.
It was beautifully shot.
Mm-hmm.
I'll give you that. The action scenes were cool.
Yeah, I can give it. Damn, I can get.
But there's just so much predictability behind it.
Yeah, I mean, and we talked about some of the cameos work with the original characters from the original trilogy. Some of them don't. Like, I hated the C-3PO and the R2-D2 cameo. I mean, yeah, it was cool, seeing it. But
like, Jimmy Smits owns them.
Yeah.
Bail Organa owns them, and he was already on Yavin.
True.
Yavin 4?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, Yavin 4. Yeah.
But I mean, I could give it just for that fucking end, like the last 5 minutes of the movie with that fucking Vader scene alone, I'll give it like a solid 8.5 out of 10. Just for that fucking scene. I would love to, like, I want to go watch it again just for that fucking scene.
And this is the last time I'll do a review with this guy for saying that.
Yeah, Mr. fucking, episode 3 is my favorite.
Episode 3 is my fucking favorite.
Yeah, but anyway.
It's the best!
Shut the fuck up. Alright, guys, got anything else to add?
Nope, that's it. My name's Ulysses.
I'm Chris. Thank you guys for watching, and,
Live long and prosper.
shut the fuck up. Wrong universe, bitch.
Oh.
Alright, guys. Thanks for watching. See you next time.